Hey guys, my name is Alexis and welcome back to my channel. I noticed since my last video that I have quite a few new subscribers, so I just wanted to say hey to you guys, welcome to the channel. I want to make some different types of videos for you guys so that way you guys can A, get to know me a little bit more, and B, so they can be a little bit more entertaining to you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I moved out at a really young age. This is a topic that I've really been wanting to make a video on for a long time. I moved out when I was 18 years old. I'm now 21. The tips I'm sharing with you today are going to help you move out and stay out because that's the whole goal. I moved out when I was 18 years old. I moved out 4 months after I graduated from high school, moved out of my parents' house, and moved into an apartment with my boyfriend and my dog. Moving out at a young age definitely taught me a lot about myself. It made me grow up a lot faster than a lot of my friends, and I definitely learned a thing or two about just living and just how to be an overall an adult. I think it definitely makes you more independent. I think you just grow overall as a person once you move out of your parents' house. I highly recommend for just everyone to really just take that leap and just move out. I do think that moving out definitely has helped me become the person that I'm supposed to be today. So what steps did I take to move out at 18? A lot of the steps that I took when I was 15 to 17. So I think the first thing that I did was I got a job. You need a job in order to move out because you need to have consistent income, and you also need to just have money and stuff to pay your rent and your bills because you are solely responsible for all this now that you are moving out. Your parents are no longer taking care of you. So, you got to pay your bills. So you got to make sure you have a job, and you got to make sure you have a good job to support all those bills. So that would be my recommendation first. Make sure you get a job. And if you're the type to hop around from job to job, I recommend to stop doing that. You need to settle down and really lock in on a job. You got to really make sure that you're going to have this job for a long time because you're going to need money to pay for your rent. If you're not crazy about the job you're currently working at, I do recommend maybe looking in other employment because you're now going to be relying on this job to pay your rent. And if you don't like where you are, then you're gonna just hate working there even more because now you're relying on it to pay your bills. So once you get this job, you need to save every penny possible. I saved a total of $3,500, and I will say that it still wasn't enough. I wish I had saved even more than that. What a lot of people don't realize is that when you move out, you need to save for first month's rent, last month's rent, a security deposit, and that right there, depending on what your rent is, so let's say you have $800 rent, you need to take $800 and you need to times that by 3. So you're already at, what is that, $2,400? Plus, you're gonna need an emergency fund. I recommend having at least 3 months worth of rent money and bill money set aside so that way, just in case we're in a pandemic, you have money set aside so that way you can pay your bills and not stress out. Something that I did while I was living with my parents is that I actually started to be more independent while I was living with them. And what I mean by that is that when it came time for laundry day and stuff, instead of putting my clothes in the pile, I ended up holding onto all my clothes and doing my own laundry. I started shopping for my own groceries. I started, really just trying to act as if I was living on my own. So something that I recommend you do is to slowly start easing away from your parents, not the relationship, don't rocky the relationship or anything. But what I mean by that is just stop letting them do everything for you. Just be more independent. You're not gonna have your parents to come grocery shop for you, do your laundry, or clean your house for you. These are all gonna be things you do on your own once you move out. So I recommend practicing doing that while you still live with your parents. See if it's even a good fit for you because you might start doing all these things and realize that, hey, I'm not ready for this. I don't know how to do laundry. I don't know how to properly clean a bathroom. I don't know how to do these things, and that's perfectly fine. Just means you're not ready, and your time will come, but right now it's just not it. So just slowly roll, learn more things, really enjoy not paying rent while you can, because honestly, guys, I do love moving out. I love being my own person, but paying rent does suck. It's a lot of money being taken away from you that you could be, taking on that trip to Bora Bora. So really just analyze your situation. If you have a good home life, stay home for a little longer. Girl, save some money. Budgets are also your new best friend. So along with just like, you know, being more independent, I actually recommend just like kind of calculating everything that you do per month. So what I did is that I made a Google spreadsheet and I wrote down all of my expenses. So anything from like, you know, getting my nails done to my hair done to like, I don't know, my phone bill, just food. Like I wrote down everything that I paid for a month, and I was able to find a number, and that number pretty much told me how much money I need to live per month. Once you have a good list of all your expenses, you'll then have a better understanding of how much money you need to bring in per month in order to be happy. When you go to move out, places are looking at your credit score. Now, when you're 18 years old, you don't have any credit. You know, you don't have any credit background, you don't have any history because you just turned 18. So something that I did was I got a credit card. Unfortunately, I was denied because you actually need credit history to get a credit card. So I got a secure card through my bank, which had a credit limit, so that way I couldn't go crazy spending or anything. It had a $300 limit, you know, so like I couldn't go crazy spending or anything, so that was good. My next step on moving out at a young age is to move out with someone you trust. Rent is really expensive by yourself. Like, you know, paying like $900 rent all by yourself is a lot of pressure. So I recommend splitting that in half and moving out with someone you trust, someone that you know is going to pay the rent on time with you, someone that maybe has good job experience, that has really good with money, that you know is trustworthy, that isn't going to like, you know, that you're going to be good with living with pretty much, because this is going to be your roommate. So live with someone that you trust and that you will know will actually pay the rent. While doing my moving out research, I read that your rent should be at least 30% of your monthly income, and anything more than that, you will feel like your entire life is revolved around just like paying rent. And although it is kind of in a way, you still want to have money left over to like live and just be a person, because if all you're doing is just putting all your money towards rent and bills every day, you're gonna feel drained. You're gonna feel like you just wake up, go to work, pay bills, come home. Like, it's not gonna be fun. You still gotta live, because the whole point of moving out is to like, you know, like be independent and to finally get that adult experience. So if you want to do it, you got to do it right. So when you're moving out at a young age, something that I had to come to terms with and learn was that I cannot get my dream apartment right away. I was just dreaming of this like the second floor of a cute little like home duplex apartment, so that we didn't have like too many neighbors and stuff. I wanted to have like a nice little backyard so I could let my dog run around in. And although that was like a nice little hope and dream, it didn't actually happen. Something that I recommend you do is to kind of like lower your standards. You know, this is your first apartment, guys. Like, it's not going to be beautiful. It's not going to be the most luxurious, amazing thing in the world. But if anything, it's just a place for you to just move out and be your own person, so you can just learn and experience on how to live life and be an adult. It might not be your preference to live in a big, tall, big apartment complex building, but you might have to live there because they accept people that are like new and stuff. Like, those are the types of places you want to go to if this is like your first time moving out. Like, they usually accept people with like lower credit scores. They're just a little more lenient with people at a younger age and stuff like that. So if you're looking to move out, I do recommend just starting small. Just like build your apartment history. That's something that I had to learn on my own. I actually like went on a whole tour and an interview of this beautiful duplex. I like toured it and everything. And the guy looked at me and was like, you know, how old are you? And I told him I was 18. He was like, okay. He didn't look too happy that I was young, but I carried myself like an adult, which is something I recommend you do when you go do these tours and you tour these apartments. You know, like, carry yourself, dress a little nicer, try not to look like a kid, be respectful. You know, like, these people are renting to you. I ended up not getting the apartment, long story short, because I didn't have any renter's history. That is something that renters will look. They'll look at your renter's history, which is why I say to just open your mind when you're apartment shopping. You know, like, don't settle on just one type of apartment. Something I want to add, when you are looking for an apartment to move into, make sure it's somewhere near some public transportation. I currently do not have a car. I SEPTA everywhere I go, and it works out fine for me. So something that I do recommend is that if you do have a car already, make sure it's paid off. and make sure your insurance is low. Make sure you have a reliable car. And even if you do already have a vehicle when you're moving out, still make sure where you live you're near some form of public transportation. Recommend just saving for a car, paying it off in full, so that way you just have one payment of your insurance, because either way I'm still paying for transportation somehow. Like, I gotta pay for my trans pass every month, or I'm paying for my insurance every month. Like, you gotta pick or choose, guys. Make sure that wherever you live you have transportation to work, you have like a nice grocery store nearby, you have somewhere that you can do your laundry. Like, make sure you have your essential things near your apartment, and make sure that they're easily accessible. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this video at some point during this quarantine, so subscribe to my channel for that video. Follow me on Instagram at flowersbyalexis, and I'll see you all soon with another video. Bye!